fighting against Iran? I don't know why he mentioned China, but this came out within the last 24 hours from President Trump. So he is expecting. I titled this piece "Our Allies," but China is not considered an ally. So strike that one from the conversation. So he's asking more than just our allies to help us with Iran. But the reason why I'm asking you folks this, should our allies help us? Because I want to give you a actual internet, truth social, whatever the hell you want to call it. You know, we're still used to calling them tweets. But now Trump has his own social media outlets, his own social media platform, Truth Social. So I guess these are called truths, which is crazy because a lot of the shit said on that site is not the truth. But listen to this quote from our nation's commander-in-chief. This is a mere 7 days ago. Now keep in mind while I'm reading this to you, and I'm going to be looking at all the cameras, so my eyes are going to be going everywhere because I got more than one camera here. But keep in mind while I'm reading this to you that President Trump just today is now asking that China, France, Japan, South Korea, and the United Kingdom, keep in mind that country, the United Kingdom, the UK, he's asking those countries to send warships to escort tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. That is what Trump is asking as of the last 24 hours. Here is a Truth Social post from Trump 7 days ago. The United Kingdom, our once great ally, maybe the greatest of them all, is finally giving serious thought to sending 2 aircraft carriers to the Middle East. That's okay, Prime Minister Starmer. We don't need them any longer, but we will remember. He concludes by saying, we don't need people that join wars after we've already won. That was just 7 days ago. That came from Trump just 7 days ago. Now he's asking the UK, the same country he told, we don't need you to send shit after we've already won the war. Just 7 days ago, he said that. Now he's expecting the UK, or he's demanding the UK send warships to escort tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. Real quick in the comments, I got a few hundred of you in here as the show is starting to progress, but real quick in the comments, if you were the Prime Minister of the UK, would you send assistance to the United States? Yes or no? Would you actually send ships after getting that message from Trump just a week ago? Yes or no? Would you send and assist the United States after getting that message? I mean, he literally said, the United Kingdom, our once great ally, maybe the greatest of them all, is finally giving serious thought to sending 2 aircraft carriers to the Middle East. That's okay, Prime Minister Starmer. We don't need them any longer, but we will remember. What the hell does that mean? Ooh. We don't need people that join wars after we've already won. And now he's asking them this. I mean, wow. You talk about eating crow. Wow. I mean, that looks really, really bad. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to come and talk to you folks also is, and I'll start taking calls. This is an abbreviated live. Obviously, I'm in a car, as you can see. So I don't have all the equipment. I don't have it set up anywhere near like we do at the makeshift studio, but we can run a show here. In regards to the Iran war, you've heard Trump saying all sorts of positive shit. On a scale of 1 to 10, he was giving it a 15. He said we already won. It was easy. It's a cakewalk. All of that stuff he's been saying over the last 2 weeks. Now we're hearing that Americans have been advised to leave Iraq. That was issued today. So I don't know what the fuck an American would be doing in Iraq to begin with. But they issued, the State Department has issued a warning that all Americans must leave Iraq. Why the hell are you in that fucking country? I mean, we just left Iraq militarily, what? But has it been 10 years? How long has the Iraq war been over? Has it been 10 years? I think it happened under Obama. Anyway, why the hell would you be in that country? The anti-American sentiment in Iraq has got to be very high. No clue why the hell any American would be in Iraq. Also, but in addition to us being advised to leave Iraq, we had a U.S. embassy get hit. The Iranians have struck a U.S. embassy. I don't know, another one. I don't know what country this one was in because I didn't have time to write it down in the notes. But that happened. Now we just talked about him asking other nations to send ships to help escort tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. I'm going to tell you, if America has this whole mightiest navy in the world, all the shit you've been posting on social media, why the hell you need these other smaller nations to send their navy? You see how that looks? You've been bragging that you destroyed their entire navy. Iran is down to its fucking knees. And now you're asking everybody else, can you please send us some ships to help? You see how that looks? This is what happens when you run your mouth too fucking much. And last but not least, we've heard that a few thousand Marines are being sent to the region. Now, I'm going to say before I start taking callers and going into the comments, I have 3 cameras here and they're spaced far the fuck apart. So my eyes are not going to look right for any of you. Because everything is all over the fucking place in this car. I got holders and stuff, but the way it's set up, don't pay attention to my goddamn eyes. I need to go ahead and pose like Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles and put on a pair of shades because my eyes are going to be everywhere. But anyway, this is what happens when you run your mouth. You've been bragging that the United States is kicking ass for the last 2 weeks. Now you look like you need some fucking help after insulting some of our greatest allies. And as one of my viewers earlier in the comments pointed out, the tariffs, you've tariffed the whole free world, all of our allies, you've heavily tariffed them, said all kinds of negative shit about them then. You've told Canada, we don't need you, you need us. God knows how bad we've treated Mexico. Why the hell would anybody help us? Why the hell would anyone help us? You threatened to take over fucking Greenland. You're also threatening Cuba next. So the same folks that help us with Iran may be called to help us with Cuba next. Why the hell would anybody help us out in any of this shit? That's what I want to hear from you folks. Hopefully I can get some MAGA on because I'm perplexed, God damn it. So looking in the comments right off the bat, you do know, no, that's not true. Every time, let me just say this real quick. Every time I wear anything that says Hilfiger, this whole Oprah Winfrey interview, that interview is fake news. That never happened. That absolutely, no designer would go on television and say, I don't want black people to wear it. But do your research, look it up. It's pretty easy to fact check. So looking in the comments, the Abraham Accord, all the Gulf countries are hitting Iran. No, Iran is hitting all the Gulf countries. That's what's happening. They may be striking back, but Iran is the one striking those countries. The only truthful thing about Trump is his name. Damn. And the jury's still out on that, says B Cash. So let me go straight to the box and get the show going. Tap the screen, get your guy on up to 10,000 likes if you can. I would appreciate that. We'll go ahead and start it out with Stick Darula. Good evening, Stick. Trump is asking for allies to send ships to help guide tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. What say you? Is this going as well as he been saying?
Man, it's laughable at best, but it ain't funny because, it's my fellow military members that are over there.
Right.
But as far as the way he's running the military, have you ever seen this many disasters as far as planes going down? You got friendlies, down in planes. Like, we ain't never had this go on, and especially this so early. And like a lot of it has been like self-inflicted.
Well, wait a minute. We just had the two KC-135s. One went down, killing all aboard. What other aircraft? What other crashes are you talking about?
The F-15s. The 3 F-15s.
Kuwait. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, the 3 F-15s.
And then they parachuting down, and then the cameras right there. Hey, thank you. Come on, man. I don't know if this shit is staged. I don't know what the hell they got going on. But, it was a female pilot at that. So, at the end of the day, man,
Wait,
right
wait, wait,
now.
wait, 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 wait. A female pilot. What are you, Charlie Kirk now?
No, I'm saying it's like they trying to make it look like female pilots can't fly. They all up in her grill. They coming at her. She looked like she was frozen stiff.
Oh
She ain't know
shit.
how to take it.
You landed in enemy territory. What are you talking about? You talking about during the interview?
No, when she landed, it was a
Yeah.
camera crew that ran up on her, and it was a bunch of locals, but they were saying thank you, thank you, thank you is what I'm saying.
I mean, I get
They're
that, but
saying
you.
it in English.
I
They're
mean,
saying it in English.
I get that, but when you hit the ground down there, even if a couple friendlies like you don't know who else may show up with firearms and end up taking you hostage or killing you. I can totally understand being extremely frightened
Man,
when you go down there.
that lady shouldn't have been there. That lady should have been home at Langley or wherever she's out of, sipping tea after she got off and done her exercises. Because that's all that they're doing. They're doing exercises on a real deal situation. And the exercises, as we are seeing, have been flawed. For
But
instance, this is a question that he told Spain.
so what? So you saying that what happened? I got an echo.
What happened? I got echo. No, I think I just got a call.
Oh, so you're saying that the whole you don't done something with the echo there, but so you're saying the whole ploy to get the Democrats to stand was some kind of trap to make the Democrats look bad at the State of the Union address?
Yeah, it was to flip the narrative. It was to make everybody try to look bad. And then on top of that, it was one of those situations where you knew the people that he selected for them to try to stand up and clap was nothing but promotion. It was nothing but a front, a fraud. You don't even respect the people that you got up there.
Yeah, but what was it? I can't remember. What was it exactly the Democrats didn't stand for? I mean, it was something that you would expect them to stand for. What was that?
It was for everything that he tried to make them stand for.
No, he
Everything
said
that they said,
something.
hell no.
No, he said something that was completely logical, and it.
He said stand up if you don't want the country to go through some bullshit. It had something to do with immigration and all sorts of shit. It was a Republican talking point that he tried to make it look one way, but then at the same time it was totally reversed.
Well, I think you're right. It was a trap, but it was a trap that it made sense to complain about the Democrats. I mean, he said something that was very pro-American, pro-safety. I think it was about making sure we didn't have criminals in the country illegally or something, which only makes sense that you should stand. And the Democrats.
No. We stand for it just like they stood for no new wars, just like they stood and clapped for cheaper prices, just like they stood and clapped for we're gonna get the files, just like they stood and clapped for any other fucking thing that Donald Trump has ever fucking said, and the shit has never came true. That's why his fucking nickname is Taco. Fucking and I don't really want to go on a rant today, but I will, Tim. If you want to push them buttons, you want the grandma to come out of me.
Well, we're not trying to push the buttons, but you do give Trump credit for certainly making sure unknown people that are in this country undocumented are getting rounded up and put out. I mean, is that not the right thing to do?
Nah, his numbers ain't the Barack Obama, the deporter in chief. It ain't them numbers. It ain't even the Joe Biden numbers. So he ain't really doing shit. It was a big money grab. He fluffed up ICE, got a whole bunch of people that were worthless losers to join. Matter of fact, let me add some racist worthless losers to join to grab, snatch people up. It was just a money grab for the few people who got on to ICE. It was just a money grab for those, and they're around here spreading the propaganda. Oh yeah, we're getting paid up under Donald Trump. Now where you at? Don't they got a temporary shutdown?
Yeah, right now nobody's getting paid, the TSA agents and all of that. But how about this? In the comments, Miss Liberia says it was about ICE protecting Americans and taking immigrants out. What's wrong with that?
Man, ain't nothing about ICE taking immigrants out, because why is the most famous stories all about the goddamn United States citizens that they keep accosting? That's what it's about. Why isn't it more goddamn people without what do they call undocumented? I don't like calling them illegals because they're not illegal to the earth. And then again, the United States used to be half of goddamn Mexico for all the people in the chat.
Well, illegal to the earth. You said they're not illegal to the earth. If you're in this country, you don't snuck across the Rio Grande or overstayed your visa, you are here illegally, Sid.
No, you listen, you broke
a law. You broke a law. That's illegal. That's just.
And you got a misdemeanor. And we got all these guys.
Is that a crime?
In unalivers in prison here in the United States with a goddamn birth certificate from fucking Alabama, from fucking Florida, from fucking North Carolina, all 50 states. They got a goddamn, everybody has somebody in prison.
Stick. You said a misdemeanor. If you steal a bag of potato chips, that's a misdemeanor. What you're doing is illegal. A misdemeanor is still a crime. It's illegal.
But that crime is illegal. Not them being here, not them being a person and living on this goddamn earth.
They're not charging them as an illegal immigrant to Earth. They're charging them as an illegal immigrant in America.
Listen, Tim. I don't like that fucking word illegal, because by law, all their ass is illegal. They illegally came fucking here. They had somebody that looked like them to break the fucking law and change their names. Look, they had it perfectly on The Godfather. He went there and said his name was they gave him his name, Odellini, but he was from Corleone. So they just put Vito Corleone. They ain't even give him the fucking name right. They broke the fucking law.
All right, so let me ask you this way. If somebody is in this country and they don't have a legal right to be here, what should the government do when they catch up to them?
Well, what they should do when they catch up to them is get them in the sense of get his paperwork together.
He don't have any. Right? He came here illegally.
Okay. Well, my whole thing of it is whatever law is on the books, because I don't know the immigration law, but whatever law is on the books, that's what they should go by. So if you do something like Barack Obama, where you catch and release, but that means you sending their ass back, you deporting them back, it is what it is, because it's by law.
Well, I would submit to you that oftentimes what ICE is doing under Trump, they are following the law on the books. They are grabbing folks. Yeah, they are.
Because they not meant to do traffic stops. They're not meant to unalive United States citizens and or approach United States citizens. That's not their fucking job. Their job is to stay in their fucking lane and deal with ICE immigration.
Yeah, but everybody
that's their lane.
Yeah, but everybody they're getting is not via traffic stop. In some cases, they are walking up on people, checking for their status, or they're catching them in court. And I mean, a lot of these.
Again, if you don't have somebody's information, how the fuck do you know that they're illegal? By you just walking up to them, stopping and frisk, but in this one, stock and dock. Stop and dock. That's what we're doing.
I mean, stopping and frisking is what Trump is doing. Yes, that is what is happening. That's what he's allowing.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to run into a Rambo. They're going to run into one of theirs that done He ain't finna be a nurse. He ain't finna be trying to help. He's finna be one of them people that probably has PTSD, but somehow, some way still has his 2A, and they're gonna run up on the wrong person. And that shock and awe of having PTSD, and you got this mask on, and all the time we've seen ISIS and all of those Palestinians, they got the little ninja wraps and shit around. You fuck around and find out the wrong way, because those people are highly trained. And when you run up on somebody like that, they don't know who you are. They don't know who you might be with.
I gotta. If I had heard you say this, I don't know, several months ago, I would have agreed with you, because I kind of thought the same way. Eventually, they're gonna have somebody, try to take them out or whatever. But now that we've seen what happened in Minnesota, ICE shows up stick so fucking deep, so heavily armed, that even a military vet with PTSD would just simply be put down like Alex Preddy or Renee Nicole Good. So Minnesota showed you that ain't really happening, because they rampaged Minnesota. They went to Chicago, did all kinds of shit, and they didn't face much resistance at all at that level.
Listen, Tim, the only reason they ain't face no resistance is because everybody already knew the assignment. We wasn't going to be a part of that shit. The black community has already said we wasn't going to be out there. No King's Day. Did you see any black folks out there? No, you didn't. You seen a sea of white folks. We understand the assignment. What I'm trying to tell you is, again, it's going to look like them. I didn't say it was going to be black folks.
I'm just telling you.
Somebody that looks like them. It's going to be a Rambo situation. That's why I said Rambo. It's going to be somebody that looks like them that done came home from Iran or Iraq or wherever else, goddamn whatever. And they're going to come back and they're going to have PTSD. And when they come up with that bullshit, it's going to be all hell going to break loose. And they ain't got Noam up there no more to be able to try to just say and spin the narrative no more.
Well, fortunately, yeah, I got to move it on, but fortunately they put Tom Homan in there, and he has calmed things down. He's not like Bovino. It's gotten much more calmer now that Tom Homan, and Kristi Noem's gone too, but now that Tom Homan took over for Bovino, it's gotten more calm. So I don't know if we're going to get to the stage you're talking about. Last word to you.
Well, I'll just say it like this. It's already done went past where I wanted to go. So it's on Trump right now to fix this shit that he got going on in the Middle East. But it ain't looking good, because the allies, they not our allies anymore. At least not his. They may be the American people allies, because we talk to different folks all the time on this app. And it's the same thing with Israel. We don't have a problem with the Israeli people. We got a problem with fucking Benjamin Netanyahu fucking head ass. We tired of it, sick of it. You done pulled us.
I'm talking to a lot of pro-Israel. I'm talking to a lot of pro-Israel people, so I don't quite know about that stick, but I got to move it on. Thanks for coming through.
Look at the world, Tim.
I'm looking.
They fucked it up.
I'm looking. We'll see. Thank you.
All right, Tim.
Appreciate it. Listen. At the end of the day, I will say that some of what he is saying on the world stage, I don't know. I can't see how some of Trump's rhetoric is not hurting us, at least with our allies. Not to mention the tariffs and all of the awful things he said about our allies when he was imposing those tariffs. So that could come. Listen, if here's the deal, and I'll go to the next caller, by the way. If any of our allies, any of the world leaders that we believe are our allies, if any of them are as petty as Trump, we got a problem on our hands. Because Trump has said a lot of negative shit about a lot of people in power. Trump himself does not fare well if you say negative shit about him. He does not let you get away with that. So if any of our allies are as petty as President Trump is, there could be a problem. Now in the comments, KB Truth says they were never our allies. Based on what? You do realize that after we were attacked on September 11th, a lot of NATO member nations jumped up to help and took casualties. So what is your definition of an ally? I mean, if a nation is willing to send their people to die for you, they didn't get attacked on September 11th. We did. And they sent folks, and some of their folks got killed. So what is your definition of an ally? Because that sounds unappreciative as fuck. Denmark, for instance, per capita, took more casualties helping out America once we invoked Article, 5? NATO Article 5, I think it's called. They took more casualties per capita than any of our allies. Only a few years later, we're talking about taking Greenland from them. That sounds really fucking unappreciative if you ask me. But I want to hear from you folks. Looking in the comments, and by the way, tap the screen, get us on up to 20,000. Handsome Conservative, appreciate the support, says the first duty of the American government is to stand up for American citizens, and they did not. I'd have to have you go into detail about that, but I will say one area is when we decided to attack Iran, we left all of our citizens in the region on the lurch. Listen, when you're starting to build up shit, 10% of the U.S. Navy is hovering around Iran. That's when the State Department should have released statements telling all Americans to get the hell out of there. And, with emphasis on this part right here, and organizing travel for them. We still got Americans right now. I'm watching Cuomo last night on News Nation. I cannot think of the congresswoman's name. I think she's from South Carolina. She, and she's Republican, by the way, after getting nowhere, she, as a congresswoman, flew over to Jordan and Tel Aviv and helped organize flights home for Americans that are left there. And sounding like Chuck Norris from some of the Missing in Action movies, she claims Americans are still stuck in those areas. Trump administration doing little to nothing to get them home. That's not looking out for America or Americans first. You started a war while they're damn near on the battlefield? What the fuck? So looking in the comments real quick, tap the screen, get the likes on up to 20,000. We'll take the next caller. We didn't vote for this, and the midterms in 2028 is gone. 2028 should never have been, you mean 2028 at a national level? You're not talking Trump 2028 is gone. You're just saying you believe 2028 is going to go to the Democrats. Trump got 2.5 years to straighten things out. We'll see about that. But I do believe the midterms, according to every political analyst, is in grave jeopardy. Why you're attacking Papa Trump, he's making America great again. Because it's not there yet. If America starts to look great, we can have a conversation. We're not there yet. I don't see anything. Have you been to the gas station? The grocery store? What aspect right now in March of 2026 is great since Trump got elected? I don't see what you're talking about. When I do, I'll concede the point. Straight Talk Commerce. Good afternoon.
Tim.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. I see you're doing work with special people again. And that you should be commended. Stick, wow. I'm out of the stick to ruler business, but good for you. Who buys Iranian oil? How much Iranian oil, more to the point, how much Iranian oil does the United States purchase?
Not really the United States, but China buys a lot of it.
90% China buys. China buys 90%. That's why China is on the horn telling Iran to straighten up. We have people that are now being allies in this that were not traditionally our allies.
I haven't seen
Keir
that.
Starmer, you were asking about the UK Prime Minister?
Yeah.
The UK Prime Minister should have been lockstep with us from day one.
Bullshit.
He was a Johnny-come-lately.
Bullshit. You notice you don't hear any of our allies talking about Iran as the largest state sponsor of terror. That's mainly, you don't hear Canada talking about that.
When's the last time you were there? When's the last time you were in any of the countries of our allies? You listen to CNN too much.
It's not just CNN. I got Canadian radio here on Sirius that I listen to every fucking day. They don't view the Iranians as a state sponsor. They're not worried about Iran.
You said our allies.
What?
You said our allies.
No, you're not hearing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you hear folks saying Iran is the greatest state sponsor of terror, it's generally not most NATO member nations. It's just America and Israel saying that.
That's not true.
Who else is?
That is demonstrably false. Everyone worldwide knows. Look, this is not something that's an arbitrary thing. You can see where the money goes. You can see who's sponsoring what. Even Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Jordan, Egypt, they all agree that Iran is the troublemaker.
What NATO member nation?
Hold on, Tim. How many of those, by the way, how many of those Gulf state countries went against the United States in this? Where is Iran's help?
Right now, I don't see any help for Iran.
You're goddamn right.
But I don't see any. But wait, I don't see much help for the United States either.
Because we don't need it.
Then what the hell is he asking for? If we don't need help, if we don't need help, why the hell did he just ask China, France, Japan, South Korea, and the United Kingdom to send warships?
I'll tell you why. Because he's already exposed who was getting what oil. He's already exposed.
Who the hell didn't know that already?
The whole plan. The part of the plan was Iran was under sanction. They should not have been selling oil to anyone. The world decided that, not the United States.
Who the hell? He exposed. Who the hell didn't know these nations are getting oil? What do you mean exposed?
Yeah, but he was making a point. China's economy is about to collapse if they don't get that strait opened up.
You do.
Not the United States.
Well,
we're worried about 50 cents here, 50 cents there on our gas. I mean, China's worried about keeping the lights on.
No, straight talk. You need to understand, when you talk about blocking China from refusing oil and fucking up their economy, you do realize preventing Japan from receiving oil during World War II was the reason they attacked Pearl Harbor, right?
Say again?
I said you do realize preventing Japan, which was a superpower at the time during World War II, from getting oil is the reason they attacked Pearl Harbor. If we prevent China, wait, hold on. If we prevent China, no, let me finish. If we prevent China, you didn't hear the rest of it. If we fuck up China's economy, and make no mistake about it, if their economy gets fucked up, it's because of us.
I know. Now you're tracking.
So why wouldn't they join the other side?
Hold on, Tim.
Hold
on. Tell these fine people what happened to Japan for crossing the United States in World War II, and they were a superpower.
Yeah,
we spanked that ass back to the Stone Age and rebuilt them.
Is that something to brag about when you think about how many Americans died doing that? Is that something to really brag about?
They are one of our closest allies.
Yeah, but so
they weren't then.
You're okay to spank that ass if it costs tens of thousands of American lives?
Tim, number one, it won't.
China?
Number two,
China?
Yes. You think China is a military power?
I think China would, if we took on China, we would have ridiculous amounts of casualties. Yes.
No. I mean, maybe if they decided to use a nuclear weapon, but I don't think that's going to happen. Do you really think that's going to happen? Especially when they're trying to help us?
No.
They're trying to help us. They know that they would take far more casualties than we would.
Let me tell you this, Straight Talk. And I see in the comments somebody says Straight Talk should have to fight in the war. He said if he was 10 years younger, he would do it. Yeah, he said if he was.
Already did.
But let me tell you something.
So, that's what I'm talking about. You guys, listen. This is not a race issue. What I'm about to say to you. This is about a mindset issue. You are a coward. And people who think like you are cowards. There is no set of circumstances that you would defend your country.
I'm going to tell you, as someone who watches these self-defense YouTube videos, like some of you folks may have heard of, some of you folks may have heard of active self-protection. One of the things that the guy always says is that you win all the fights you don't get involved in. As opposed to trying to show you're brave and the other guys like, no. You're not hearing what I'm saying. As opposed to trying to show that you're brave versus being a coward, how about not have the fight to begin with?
My response to you, Tim, is you can't always run. Sometimes your enemy just needs an ass whooping.
Iran did not need this. This is an optional war. This was not necessary at all. And the information Trump has released shows it was not necessary. He's claiming that we had to attack Iran because they were about to attack us.
Necessary. We went to the table.
Mike, thank you. Go ahead.
We went to the table. And here it comes.
I'll give you a minute before you get your. I'll give you a minute before you take this ass whooping.
By now, I could have bought you a nicer car by now.
I'll give you a minute before you take this ass whooping. Go ahead, give me your word. What were you about to say?
is there going to be? I tell you what, you and I will continue this conversation on my channel where I don't.
No, I'll give you time after this.
The money that much.
I'll give you time after this.
That's fine.
I'll give you a few.
I'll bring you back on my live. I'll see you. I'll bring you back on my live where you and I can have an actual conversation.
We having one now.
Hang up on me with all of your little buddies that go in the couch cushions to get them a galaxy. How about we do that?
I'll give you a few minutes after this conversation. Mike.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Commerce? Don't run.
Spend your money, Mike. I don't want to waste your money. Go ahead, spend your money.
Sir. You're wrong about China, sir.
No, I'm not.
You're wrong.
But go ahead. Drool all over us.
Yeah, China has plenty of oil in reserve, sir. They're not starving right now. Your president is asking.
Yes, they are. They're panicking their ass off.
Yeah, I know.
You don't talk to Chinese manufacturers every day.
Well, how do you know that?
Because I talk to Chinese manufacturers every day.
Okay, got it. So perfect. So then if you're talking to Chinese manufacturers, then you would have to concede that they are not having an issue.
They're having a massive issue, dude.
You know, the funny thing is, Iran is allowing
their ships to go through. I heard that.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're paying attention.
So
why do you think that is?
If they're allowing their ships to go through, then they're not having an
why
issue,
do you
sir.
think that is? Explain to the class why that is.
Because they're not in this conflict, sir. And by the way, they also have other routes to get their oil outside of going through the strait.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two.
How much longer does it take there, Mike?
They also have more
How much does it take?
energy sources.
And China is telling Iran, you need to straighten up and give us our oil.
Yeah. Who's more dependent on oil right now, the U.S. or China?
China.
No.
We have our own oil.
China
imports
energy sources. You do know that, right?
90% of Iranian oil goes to China.
But they have other energy sources, correct?
Where?
Do they or do they not have other energy sources besides oil?
If you think they do, tell me where.
What do you mean? They have renewable energy sources in China. What are you talking about? They're using more renewable energy.
Everyone has. I mean, I don't know a country that does not have.
And William Perry said if I ever saw this dude, the hospital would be involved. I see that. No,
we have Venezuela that gives us oil. They don't give it to China anymore.
That's crude oil, sir. We can't refine that oil.
We absolutely can. You're unfamiliar with the Houston Ship Channel, the Baytown.
You think Venezuela is giving us that oil? Is that what you think they're giving us that oil?
Yes. We've already received 2. Oh, goddamn.
Why would they do that?
Do not listen to news.
Has it been refined?
Yes. We are refining it in Baytown right now.
Can you show me?
Well, would you like to meet me in Houston?
No, just point me to the source.
Goddamn, how do you mean show you? How you want me to show you?
Point me
I'm
to
in
the
California right now, Mike.
I am too. California as well, sir.
Can you show me?
Please show me.
You spent money for this. Let me go ahead and be quiet.
Can you please
go ahead and say what you want to say because you spent money. Go ahead.
Can you please tell me the source that's saying that we're refining Venezuela oil right now, please?
I haven't heard them straight talk. I have not heard we doing that.
We have received 6 tankers of Venezuela.
That ain't what he's saying though. He said, "Are we making it usable?"
Through the Houston Ship Channel to Baytown to be processed.
I am from Houston. The source, but you're not. But you just said you're in California. But you just said you're in California.
But you said, "Can I show you?" I mean, I can't read and comprehend for you.
Well,
a quick Google search.
Got it. But you can't tell me.
I'll tell you what. What do you want to? I just told you.
What would you say?
Hold on, Mike. Wait. Let's be fair.
I want the source.
Right. And what source will you accept?
You just show me any to start.
Any source is going to be fine for you.
I
don't think that's true.
Well, just show me. Let's start there.
I haven't heard it, but Leroy Master in the comments is saying straight talk is right. I have not heard that we're refining any oil.
Everyone who is paying attention to this knows that the Houston Ship Channel has been receiving Venezuelan oil for a very very long time.
Well, it can't be very long, sir, because we just took over not too long ago. So I'm asking
we were getting oil from Venezuela before that.
No, I'm not talking before that. I'm talking about since then.
We have. Oh my God, dude. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me spend money here.
That's all I want you to do. And then, how long does it take to refine it to use it?
How much does it take to refine it? How long does it take to refine it?
Uh-huh.
It's not very long.
Well,
How long?
I don't know. I mean,
here's the problem. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I think the only issue I have with what he's saying, I think he is seriously undervaluing the capabilities of China.
Real quick. Based on reports from early 2026, roughly 50 to 100 million barrels of Venezuelan oil were reported to be heading or arriving in Houston. This influx shows a significant increase in shipments, although these volumes represent only a fraction of total U.S. daily consumption. So we can refine a hell of a lot more than we are right now.
Okay, perfect. So what we're refining right now is not impacting us to the point where we don't need that other oil sources, sir.
How much do we get from Iran, Mike?
Again,
how much do we get from Iran?
Listen, answer me this question, because I don't know how.
If you won't answer my question, I don't think I should have to answer yours.
Three minutes.
I'm literally about to answer your question, because that wasn't my point. My point is this. You said that we were refining this Venezuelan oil, and okay, fine. I'm literally saying
KHOU-TV in Houston will report that.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Reuters is also reporting it.
That's cool. Good. I'm glad you finally provided a source. Perfect. Now, if what you're saying is true, why is Trump panicking
wait. You just said that I provided the source. It's not if. Since. The word you're looking for is since that's true.
Again, I didn't say it wasn't true. I said give me the source.
Yeah, and I did. And then you should have said since that's true.
Again.
But go ahead.
Okay. So what's the point here?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to get his point to the refining the Venezuelan oil. Because that's not even what we were talking about. You brought up Venezuela.
You said they couldn't refine it. You said no one could refine
it. Okay, wait, hold on, folks. The Venezuelan conflict is in a different theater. Venezuela is not going to solve what's going on with Iran.
Yeah, that's my whole point. Venezuela. We have enough oil in this country. Our gas prices aren't very much affected. I know that.
Are you fucking kidding me? Gas went from the price of gas went up like 50%. What are you talking about?
Guess what? You have no frame of reference. Go to Europe and buy gas. Find out how much it increased for them.
What does that got to do with us?
Nothing to do with us.
Because listen, if you have a frame of reference, you know that it is a very minor impact on the U.S., very major impact everywhere else.
Go tell somebody that's struggling paycheck to paycheck. It's a very minor impact. That sounds like privilege, in my opinion.
So, Princess, I'm really sorry we're inconveniencing you right now. Daddy has to go take care of Iran so they don't get a ballistic missile to shove up your ass.
Mike, last word to you, Mike. I got it.
Last word. That's perfect. Can you show us in the audience, in the 345 people, where they've identified that they had those ballistic missiles capabilities, sir?
Yes.
What's your source on that?
Yes, Steve Witkoff. Steve Witkoff said the first time that he met with Iran, they not only admitted to having a ballistic missile program and 15 different areas, I believe, that they were manufacturing ballistic missiles.
When was this, sir?
When was this? I just said the first day that they started negotiating with Iran, Iran came to us and said, we'd like to negotiate. After we started that ass whooping, they said, hey, you've already killed half of our leadership. We'd like to start negotiating.
Can you show me this, sir?
Yes. Again, can you? Hey,
but you present the source and you present the. All right. Okay, hold on. Hang on a second. Straight talk. You present the source and I'll get it to Mike. I got to break it up now. It's been to 10 minutes, but Mike, you know what happens every time you and Straight Talk get together, but I appreciate it.
You need to save your money. You need to save your money because Dad's tired of spanking your ass.
I had plenty. Don't worry about it.
I feel
All right, Mike. Thank you.
More galaxies than drones, my brother.
All right. Okay, straight talk. We got 5 before going to the next caller. So here's what I don't like. This whole daddy thing. You know, you hear about the left having Trump deranged. Why the fuck you calling a grown man daddy?
Why in the fuck is a grown man such a coward? Doesn't realize that we have actual interest that these people do not harm us. Why do you have to be told that? Why is it that, hold on, why is it that you cannot find one? Listen, Tim, it'd be one thing.
I still want to know why you I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question, but I still want to know why you calling a grown man daddy, though. You didn't answer that at all.
I didn't call him daddy.
You just did.
I was his daddy. I told him I was his daddy.
All right. Go ahead.
Look, Steve Witkoff went into those negotiations with Iran. Our representative, I'm going to believe what he says. He went into the negotiation with Iran. He offered them 10 years of free nuclear material to power Iran. For 10 years, they were going to power that country. And that was not enough for Iran. Iran said, no, we'll take that material and we will make a nuclear weapon. They are dead set on getting a nuclear weapon and doing you a favor by bombing Israel, because I know how much you hate those Jews in Israel. So they're trying to do you a favor. And I know that you can't wait for them to have it. Okay. I'm not going to let that happen.
Okay, let me tell you something. I think where we have the biggest sticking point, and it has nothing to do with Steve Witkoff. I think the problem is, straight talk, is people don't believe Trump because the information he's released. It's only been 2 weeks. Hold on, hang on, I'll let you speak. In the only 2 weeks time. Now, and you're one of my viewers, one of the only few viewers that says you never heard Trump tell a lie. Well, I'm here to submit to you, in the only 2 weeks of dealing with Iran, he's told several things that are obvious lies. Like, number one, saying that we had to attack Iran, not because of the nukes, but because they were about to attack us. Nobody believes that with 10% of the U.S. Navy in their backyard, they were about to launch an attack. Also, he then followed up by saying that he has seen information that suggests that Iran bombed their own school full of girls. Even Pete Hegseth would not back that up. Then he claimed that Iran had tomahawks. Nobody believes that. He is lying. So even if what you're saying is true, straight talk.
The word lie. I mean, this is my problem with you. This is what my problem with you is. Mike just came up and said that we cannot refine Venezuelan oil.
What about what I said? What about what I said? What about what I said?
Listen to me. I'm trying to tell you what the difference between being wrong and a lie is. You don't want to accept that.
Okay.
You can be wrong and not be a liar.
He said from what he has seen, Iran bombed their own school. Pete Hegseth, the guy who would tell him if something like that happened, wouldn't even confirm. So what is he saying to make him say that?
He was wrong. He was wrong.
He was lying. That's a lie.
No, it is not a lie. How do you know the president was not informed that?
Let me tell you why. And this is going to take about 30 seconds to explain this. Trump has released nothing but he's unclassified people dying all over the place, from the Venezuelan boats to all the shit he's blowing up in Iran. If he had seen something that indicated Iran was so heinous they blew up their own damn school and America was taking blame for it, he would have posted that shit immediately. That's why we know it's not true. He didn't show us shit. That's why we know it ain't true.
Right. Let me say this. That school was 180 meters away from the naval headquarters. And they allowed those kids to go to school that day. And we either mistook that building for part of the naval headquarters, or whatever happened. A Tomahawk missile went in the middle of that school and killed those kids. Now, I look at it like it is far more Iran's responsibility than the United States' responsibility that those little girls died. You don't put a school that close, especially when you know you're going to war with the greatest superpower that's ever lived.
None of that has anything.
Make you some more money.
None of that has anything to do with the fact that Trump claims he is seeing things that indicate Iran bombed their own school.
Again, I am not familiar with that quote. I am very suspicious that he even made that quote. If you can show me that quote, I will be
Actually, that quote, I could easily show you that if I had my computer. I mean, he's on video on Air Force One saying that.
And look, I invite you to do that.
Also, he also was on video saying that Iran has tomahawks. That's a lie too.
How do you know that?
We haven't sold him shit since they took Americans hostage in 1979, about a decade before the invention of the tomahawk.
Yeah, guess what?
It's a lie.
You've never seen a movie in your life. There are arms dealers on this planet that will buy from the United States or steal from the United States or a country we do sell tomahawks to. How do hey, my next door neighbor has an AK-47, Chinese-made AK-47. Did China sell it to him? Is that what you're saying? How the fuck did he get that weapon?
Let me just tell you something. Based on,
I want you to answer the question.
I don't know how he got the weapon.
Is it possible that Iran secured Tomahawk missiles on the open market?
No, because the computers and all the way you need a launcher and everything. You can't just go out and buy a Tomahawk like fireworks. No, you can't just secure that. No.
I know guys, when I was in the Army, I know guys that would open their van and sell you pretty much whatever the fuck you wanted to buy, my friend.
I got to move it on, but you opening up the trunk. I got them Tomahawks, but how about it? $10, huh?
Have you ever seen them dudes selling tools?
Ain't nobody selling Tomahawks on the black market.
Oh my God, right. You guys are simple. You're very simple.
Okay, I got to move it on, unfortunately.
Come back by.
I'll come holler at you. I'll come holler at you.
As much time as you want, okay?
All right, straight talk.
And no one will interrupt us over there.
All right, gotta go. All right, tap the screen. Nobody has tomahawks on the black market. That shit is not on the black. It was funny that he said it, but we don't listen. You can buy some things on the black market, like he mentioned AK-47s and small arms. Tomahawks. First of all, you got to be able to program it and all of that shit. I mean, you just can't buy that on the black market. The launchers and everything. You can't that ain't something you buy on the black market. But it is what it is. Anyway, continuing on. And somebody, Travelman, I'll get you. Because you sent that and he was at the end of his time, but you can't buy tomahawks on the black market. Now, I don't know if it brought my last guest up or not. These Tomahawk missiles are trafficked according to policy driven, says the United States knows where they are at all times. President Trump knows Iran doesn't have Tomahawks. What my last caller was suggesting, because he believes Trump has never told a lie, or better yet, he says he's never heard Trump tell a lie. He's separating the difference between not knowing, I guess, blissful ignorance and deliberately lying about something. So based on that type of separation, he's coming to a conclusion that Trump has never lied. There's no way in hell I believe that Trump saw anything to indicate those girls in that school were bombed by Iran. He didn't see anything to indicate that. And you could see the look on Pete Hegseth's face standing behind him when he said it. You could just see Pete Hegseth like, what the fuck? But he got to back his boss up. And the reporter immediately asked Hegseth, is that true? And Hegseth, well, it's under investigation. Hegseth wouldn't even back him up. And fact is, if Trump did receive information suggesting that Iran bombed their own school, it would come through Hegseth. That's where it would come from, is the Department of Defense or Department of War, whatever they call it now. So, yeah, that's crazy that we're supposed to believe that somehow, some way he saw, he just lied about that. And the world knows he's lying. Our allies know he's lying, and obviously the enemies know he is lying about that as well. Same thing with the Tomahawks. They all know he's lying about that. So, and we'll just leave it to that before we go to the next caller. But I also would add the whole claim that we had to attack Iran because they were about to attack us first also is something that all of our allies know is not true. You don't build up that much military presence on the outskirts of Iran and they decide, well, let's go ahead and attack them now. Why they got all the shit they need here and they're totally prepared. Let's attack them now. Nobody believes that. So he is lying, but, some folks don't want to accept it that way. Tap the screen, get us up to 30,000. We'll try to go back to the box. How do you know, says Kevin? Because some stuff is just stupid. Just like 10% to the big guy represented Biden, we know around, just common fucking sense is how we know. That's how we know. Common sense. They're not going to attack America while we got every damn thing on the outskirts of their country. They were not about to do that. That's how you know. Common sense. Tim, that's a movie script. What is it? Clear and Present Dangerous? what movie script is it? I'm having trouble bringing up guests. I just tried to bring up another guest, and it doesn't seem to be working right. Let's try it again. If not, I may have to end up taking this to the makeshift studio because it does appear that I'm having problems bringing up guests. So if so, we'll have to take the live down for a half hour and bring it up in a more suitable environment. But yeah, it's looking like I cannot bring up. I see all of you in here, and I'm trying to bring you up. I tried to bring up Travelman and Maga Reacts and Pipe Layer. I love that name. Yeah, it's something's going on, so I may have to. Pipe Layer, good evening.
Yes.
Hey, well, it worked for you. So, what am I getting wrong here?
You're not getting, in my view, my opinion, you're not getting wrong. Because the guy who was up before me, everything he's, like you said, he's brainwashed or he's just ignorant.
Well, I don't like to call my guests brainwashed, so I wouldn't say that. But I do believe the notion that he's never heard Trump tell a lie. And then the other side is saying Trump told 30,000 lies. So they made all those up. He ain't told one lie at all. You haven't heard him tell one lie at all. I think that part is kind of ridiculous.
Well, see, as a New Yorker, I worked for Trump. I worked in his casino.
What kind of employer was he? What kind of employer was he?
He's horrible. He was horrible.
Mm.
Everything you heard about him was true. Ain't none of it being made up. Okay? He gypped us on pay. He didn't want to pay us.
Wow.
Okay, he definitely didn't. His father, who passed it on down to him, he definitely didn't want to rent to people of color.
Mm.
Okay,
What were you doing for him, if I may ask?
I worked in the hospitality. I worked in the hospitality. Okay.
When he didn't pay you guys, did you try to take any action against him?
Oh yeah, we sued. We sued and we won.
Oh.
So, everybody of color was kept in the back.
Wow.
Okay, in his casinos, you did not see no people of color dealing cards.
Mm.
You didn't see nobody of color when the casinos first started popping up in Jersey and stuff, and you applied, you got your license and stuff and all that. Everybody, we had the hospitality job, the maintenance jobs, garbage jobs. That's all we was good for.
So, because I see in the comments, you got obviously folks pushing back, like Frank 3 is saying you're lying. Are you suggesting that Trump is some kind of, is he intolerant? Or, I mean, you're saying he's a racist almost.
Hell yeah, Trump is racist. Hell yeah, Trump is racist.
How do you respond to the people bringing up that he hung around with Jesse Jackson and Mike Tyson and Don King and all those folks?
One thing, you can still be a racist and still, one thing he ain't racist about is money.
Money, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a decent point. That's a point to be made. That is true.
Okay, he racist. You can still be a racist, but when it comes to that money, you do what you have to do.
Yeah, I guess I would say that Sammy Davis Jr., even though he had to go in through the back to be with the Rat Pack, they still let him sing in a bunch of racist establishments. So it can happen. I do agree. Money can make racism take a pause for a while. So that is true.
Okay, I don't let he didn't, and it's true. He would get work done and didn't want to pay the contractors. I know this firsthand. I'm 65 years old. I just recently retired. Okay, I seen, now that I live in New York, I seen when with the 5, all that. Come on, stop.
But
you could be.
But even though you feel he's intolerant as an African American, what about how he's running the nation? A lot of folks feel he's actually doing what needed to be done for this nation in terms of immigration, in terms of curtailing Iran's efforts and putting them in check. What about what he's doing for the nation? I mean, because keep in mind, even without going back and forth on whether he's a racist or not, keep in mind, a lot of our founding fathers, the guys that are on the front of Mount Rushmore, even some of them were racist. So you still, according to the American people, you can be a very effective president while being racist simultaneously. So, I mean, there is that. So what about how he's leading the country?
Doing a very shit poor job. Look at it. We ain't never had, I mean, the vision has always, look how profound it is, how it's showing its head. And believe it or not, I didn't even know ISIS existed through the Obama and Biden's administration, because they wasn't as pronounced as they are under him. He took and downsized the training program, knocked a lot of stuff out and said, fuck that, just go out there. I had no problem if you was getting MS-13, all them gangs and stuff like that. People that was here with pedophiles, rapists, people. I had no problem with that. But when you start grabbing people that's working every day, paying their taxes and stuff, doing the right thing, and then grabbing American citizens, that's not how it's done.
But
You have no rights. They could just come in your house, take you out. Who does that?
But how do you respond to folks who suggest that, look, if you've been here 30 years paying taxes or whatever, you should have been savvy enough to get your immigration paperwork in order? Because a lot of folks feel that even though you haven't done anything else wrong, you're in the country illegally, and you should have took the time out to get your documents straight.
Hey, you know something? I don't have no answer for that. But I'm saying you gotta be empathetic. Like I said, if my next door neighbor came out and I found out he'd been here 40, 50 years, I got no problem with that, as long as he been following the laws.
Yeah.
As long as he been taking care of his kids, his family, paying his taxes and stuff, and leaving me the fuck alone, excuse my language, leaving me alone, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, but a lot of your neighbors are not. And, unfortunately, Trump has convinced a lot of folks that many of these folks are coming here to rape and murder people, even grandma. So, unfortunately, if she does not have her documents straight, at least on the Trump side of the aisle, they believe grandma should be deported. I mean, it is what it is. They don't.
Know something? You know something? I have no problem with that. But it's called due process. Due process.
Well, their argument is that if you're here illegally, you don't warrant due process. They suggest you had your due process when you got when your visa expired or whatever the case may be. When the court rendered. Go ahead.
Whether you was born here or not, it states in the Constitution that everybody on this soil is guaranteed due process.
How about this?
Say that?
Yes, it does say that. But how about this? Here's something that is really prevalent on the right side of the aisle. Donnell823 on YouTube says, helping these people replace us like a clown. We don't have to be, I guess he says we don't have to be shit, but Americans. So he's saying that by letting folks in, you could end up replacing the folks that's here. This is the grounds of replacement theory. Have you heard of replacement theory?
I've heard all that. You know something? And in a few more weeks they're gonna have a different theory. So it's like theories are always changing. Theories is just like opinions. Everybody has one.
So you don't believe there's any legitimacy to replacement theory?
No. But if you be just like he drives a lie home, if you keep telling it long enough, people, I would say this, even educated, they say that most of these people are uneducated. Even educated people begin to believe the shit Trump is saying.
What about the claim that they take American jobs? I'm giving you what they're throwing out. I'm just giving it to you.
I know, I heard that. And it was like, if you look at it, he's like, yo, I've worked 50 years of my life, okay? I'm 65. I've been working and stuff. And ain't nobody ever took my job. Ain't nobody ever took my job. Okay, granted, no, we not gonna pick cotton, potatoes, or whatever that is that they be out there picking.
But you do understand that immigrants, illegal immigrants, undocumented folks, they don't just pick cotton. They're doing jobs that actually do pay well. Talking about carpentry, roofing, landscaping. I mean, they do some jobs.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But it's like, you're still between a rock and a hard place. Like I said, I ain't got no problem if a man come over here and it's like he don't have the right doc, so he got to sneak to come here. If you trying to take care of your family, our ancestors did it.
What about the safety
They did
aspect,
what they
though?
had to do to take care of their family, to keep their family strong.
But what about
So that's together.
what about the safety aspect where the person tells you they're coming here to take, because they all going to say that. Even the ones that have been caught for crimes are going to originally tell you they were here to take, look out for their family. But what about the fact that you don't know who these people are? If they come here illegally, that means you haven't been able to run a background check. They haven't been vetted. You just have to trust that they're telling the truth.
Hey, you got people that was born and raised here. You can't trust them.
That is true, but you do.
Can't trust them.
But you do want to know who's coming in the country, right? You don't want open borders, do you?
Like I said, I didn't vote for Trump, but some of his ideas I did agree with, like, okay, securing the border. I did agree with that. But when his people went about doing it the way they was doing it, I wasn't down with that. I wasn't down with that. Separating kids from this is a way of deterrent. Like, come on, dude, you could do better than that. We're better than that.
Well, they're going to bring up that Obama was separating families too.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
No kids in cages. Kids in cages.
No cages was for adults. He did not separate families. He did not separate families.
Now, let's be clear. If you're out, because I'm out here not too far from a shopping mall myself. Even if I go in there and commit a simple theft, if I got my son or daughter with me, they're going to separate us. If you commit a crime.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I get what you're saying. You're right. If you commit a crime, that part I understand. But when you coming in and stuff,
is entering America illegally a crime?
Hold on. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But they will try to find an adult to come down and get the child.
Yeah, but if you've come in the country illegally, finding an adult, which might mean calling your home country, and the people over there may not have any money to come. I mean, it's going to take time to do that. You're going to be separated from your kid for a while. Even if you take, let me simplify it. Let's say you go to Walgreens or CVS and you steal something when your kid is with you. Even in that case, where they try to find an adult, while they're looking, you're not with your kid. You're in a cell somewhere, and your kid is with an officer or even child protective services until they find an adult to come get them.
Okay, I see what you're getting at. But understand this. If quite naturally, men were separated from their families. Once the process was done, they had a holding facility for the mother and the mother of the child. The father would not be with them. The fathers would be held in a different locations. The mother and the kids in a different. Trump wasn't doing it like that. Trump was separating everybody.
Well, Trump is trying to use the separation of families also as a deterrent, so that you understand that if you come here illegally, you're going to get treated harsh, and that'll deter you from trying to do it to begin with.
But that was inhumane. That was going too far. Because if you look, when they deported the parents and stuff, they still hold. So when you sending the parents back, why not put the kids back with the parents and send them with them? Why you still holding on to the kids?
Because
kids didn't do nothing.
Well, you could have an argument with that. Here's it. Let me give you. I don't like using this argument, but it could be brought up in defense of Trump. Like I said, if you're going out stealing potato chips or committing a crime and you got your kids with you, putting your kids in a criminal environment while you're out actively committing crimes, as an American, could lead to DCFS taking your child, saying you out here commit, you're a misfit as a parent. You're out here committing crimes with your kid involved. If you're sneaking across the Rio Grande and dragging your kid through the desert with coyotes and things like that, to some degree, some might say it's better to separate the irresponsible parent from the child that's putting their child in it, because people die crossing the Rio Grande and going through the desert. What you're doing is so irresponsible. We're going to take this child from you because you're putting the child in harm's way.
And you know something? That's I can't argue with that. But it's like, still, I just have a problem with it. I mean, all they looking for is a better way. a better life. Like I said, that big dream they sell you, the American life, come here, get a job, a big house with a white picket fence, okay? That's how they sell it. And granted, you don't have the papers, the waiting, it takes so long to get here, but at the same time, your family's still in Mexico, wherever, starving to death or being persecuted. You know, you're going to always have people that's going to be empathy, that's going to show empathy and stuff, and then you're always going to have the ones that are harm. And right now, like I said, I have no problem with arresting. Yes, they broke the law, but it's like you have to, like, it's not like you went in a supermarket and shot up the supermarket. I'm coming here asking you, like, yo, can I make a better life? Can I earn a honest day's wage?
Well, coming here and asking is more along the lines of doing it the right way. If they happen to catch you at Seattle, you know, trying to work at a Home Depot, you didn't ask, you just took it. That's different. That now asking, like you said, I want to ask, can you let me in to make a better life? That's coming the right way. We're talking about the folks that overstay their visa or sneak across the desert. They ain't asking for shit. They just taking it.
Well, I just have a problem with the way they going about it with this, and let's call it what it is: Gestapo task. They running around covering their faces because they don't want to be identified, and they're violating people's rights. You're blatantly violating people's rights. Yeah. I mean, it's a way. And then it's like, what's this? When you got people that's come here the right way, asking for asylum, asking for permission to be here, going, what you call that court, immigration court.
Yeah.
You got to go. I don't know. I'm from here, so I don't know how it works. But I think you have dates. You have to go there. Yeah. Almost like probation or parole or something, check in, let them know what you're doing and stuff like that. So if they doing it the right way and staying out of trouble, why are you waiting for them outside of the courtroom door? What's illegal about it?
Well, and that's where you have a more, I think you definitely have a legitimate argument, because Trump changed a lot of the laws. So what used to be coming here the legal way under Biden and many presidents in the past suddenly became not coming here. Well, the avenues to do that were shut off under Trump. So you may have had some kind of case that was progressing naturally and going towards you getting some type of residency under Biden or under Obama or even under Bush or something. But when Trump became president, he shut off a lot of legal avenues to come here as well. That's why you're seeing people getting arrested in court. People who were doing it the legal way, you know, like TPS. You've had a lot of folks coming here to work where the employer sponsored them. Suddenly now the sponsorship has to be significantly, your employer has to put up a lot more than they used to. So your employer can no longer afford to sponsor you. All of a sudden they're kicking you out. So yeah, under Trump, a lot of legal ways to come here were suddenly exhausted, and boom, you go into court thinking you just following the procedure, and now you find out you're getting arrested, detained, and deported. So I don't disagree with that. I don't favor that.
See, I want to change. So I was just reading one of the comments somebody made down in the comment section, asking, why does a black man care what they're doing? Why does the color of my skin have anything to do with having empathy and sympathy for a situation?
Shit, they may be talking about me for all I know. No, listen. I understand where you're coming from. I am someone who agrees with the empathetic side, but Trump campaigned on retribution and the largest deportation in history. He made it clear he was not going to be empathetic. It's just people who thought they could play on empathy did not listen to him clear enough. We vote for Donald Trump, in other words. They didn't this man is making it clear. How do you think it's going to get the largest deportation in history? Do you really think it's that many rapists and murderers here? So they didn't listen to the guy, but he made it clear what he was about to do. And I mean, we elected him.
But nobody had no clue that it was going to be like that. Like that.
Well,
and then it's like he still ain't reached the numbers that Obama and Biden put up in deportations.
I'm just going to say this. I don't care if you are a mass murderer. here illegally, or you're a grandma that's been here undocumented for the last 30 years. If you are an immigrant and you are not 100% here legally, and you got a choice between one guy saying it's going to be the largest deportation in U.S. history and the other party being accused of wanting open borders, your fucking choice should be obvious. So why so many immigrants with the largest deportation guy will forever remain? It baffles me. I don't get it. One side is for open borders, you're being told. You want open borders as an immigrant. Why the hell are you voting for the guy that's promising the largest deportation? That never made sense to me. I just don't understand it, but...
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
So
I wholeheartedly agree with you on that. And then the thing is this, okay, when Trump first won his first tour, he had the strongest economy. He didn't have to do shit. And he was told this. He's like, yo, dude, you ain't got to do nothing. Just sit back and it's working. Job productions was up. Unemployment was low. Wages was going up. Okay.
So his first term, he was doing a good job, is what you're saying.
No. He wasn't doing shit. Come on, man.
That's why he got reelected. People see Trump's first term as a success.
Because he did the flim flam. He did the flim flam. When he came in, he had an economy that was booming. He didn't have to do shit. Where he fucked up at was when the pandemic.
Well, I do get Trump. Listen, we can talk about the economy was doing well under Obama that he inherited, but I give him credit for maintaining that economy, because if he had fucked it up, we would have blamed him for fucking it up.
Because he didn't have to do nothing.
Doesn't matter. He could have done something. It doesn't matter. He could have done something and fucked it up. Even if you don't do anything, you're not fucking it up.
He did do something and fucked it up. He mishandled the pandemic.
Okay. Well, the pandemic didn't ruin the economy, though, did it?
Well, why it didn't? It shut everything down. Come on.
Well, he did what Dr. Fauci told him to do.
No, hold on. No, because we had some. Yes, hold on. Let's back this up. When he came in and he started, what you call that? Them things he was saying, presidential shits. Okay, one of the first things he did was he dismantled the pandemic thing. He dismantled that. He started taking money from shit, closing shit down. So when the pandemic, first thing he came, hey, it's like a cold, it'll pass. But it didn't.
Yeah, he did say it would be gone by April. Look, I'm not going to argue that he fucked the pandemic up, but I'm saying, but up to the pandemic, the perception was Trump was doing a good job running the country. I got to move it on, but Trump 2.0 was totally different than 1.0. Last word.
Okay, and then people have to understand, Trump can't give who controls the purse strings?
Congress, supposedly.
Okay, so when them pandemic checks Congress had to do that because nobody was working. This was already this is something that was in policy even back in. Okay, so Congress had to give the American people stimulus checks. Here comes Trump. I'm not giving nobody nothing unless his name is on the check. Who does that?
The American people don't give a damn who signed it. If they're desperate and struggling, they'll cash a check that's signed by Trump just like they will that's signed by the Treasury. So I agree it's narcissistic. I'm not going to argue with that. But if you're hurting, you're going to take that check no matter who the hell it comes from.
Yes, and I took mine. But the thing was this. When he lost the election and then he was out of office, who extended the stimulus checks?
Well, yeah, but Trump was trying to give a second one out as well. He was fighting with Nancy Pelosi. I got to move it on, though. But you're right. Biden get a second one. Thanks for coming through, Pipeline. I love the name. Come on back anytime, man. Appreciate it. Pipeline 6'9". Oh, my God. You should be filming movies. You must be hanging around with P. Diddy with a name like that. I got to go. All right, tap the screen. Get us up to 50,000. What I'm going to do, because I do want to provide this live in detail. I'm going to end up taking it back to the studio. So I'm going to suspend the live for a half hour, and then you'll see me back in the normal studio. And we're gonna run this on the same topic, not only because I want to do it right, but also it's getting fucking dark in here. And my black ass will. You ever played Pac-Man? After you eat the ghost monsters, where you just got eyes and teeth going back to the box, you don't want to see me looking like a deflated ghost monster. So understand, I don't look good in the dark when there's no light. And I haven't done a live stream in the car in a long time. I got lighting and all kinds of shit for when we used to do them in the car, but I haven't done one in the car in about a year or so. So I don't have all the equipment. So if you will, half hour, we'll be back. We're here most weekdays, so for my folks who are watching on YouTube for the first time, give your boy a sub. I appreciate the few of you that smashed the like button. I didn't ask you to do it this time, so some of you guys that smashed the like button, thank you for doing that. But if you will, subscribe to the program. I will be back in a half hour, and when we appear back, we will be on the other platforms as well, which is Instagram and Substack. We're normally on 4 or 5 programs simultaneously. Right now, we're only on 2. So it's your boy, Tim the Handsome Liberal. I'll see you guys in a half hour. If you're around, we'll bring you up. Take care. And thank you on YouTube.